Hey y'all, it is Teacups. Where's my camera? There's my camera. It's Teacups. We're live. Big surprise. Wasn't planning on doing this, but we thought, well, we want to spend some more time with you and hang out and have some fun. Plus, I've got this Tinkerbell brickhead that we've still got to put together. And we just had some new news come out of California Adventure, courtesy of Fresh Baked. Wanted to show you a little bit of that. Let's hang out. Let's have some fun. Thanks so much for being here. Total surprise. Didn't have it planned. Didn't let anybody know it was coming. So we'll see if anybody shows up. Thanks so much for being here and hanging out. These are fun. These Lego brickheads are so much fun. You should check your local Lego store. We went to ours. These brickheads. Hey, Love Pugs, how's it going? Love seeing you here. Thanks so much for being here. Just saying, we went to our Lego store, and the brickheads that have four, the Oswald, Mickey, Snow White, and Tinkerbell, was like half off. So go check it out if you like the brickheads. That was really awesome. We couldn't say no to it, so of course we did it. So we built a pair of them on a live stream yesterday. We built a very cool Snow White and a very cool Steamboat Willie. Hey, it's the Everything Disney family. How are you guys doing? Hope everything is well with y'all. Throw some trash away. Hanging out, playing, talking some California Adventure. We got some new video from Fresh Baked about 6 hours ago that I wanted to kind of go over with you. It's where we get a lot of our tips on how we actually plan our day at Disney, and since part of the things that we do is give you the tools to have an amazing trip, that's something we wanted to make sure we shared with y'all. So let's see how it goes. You know what? I usually sort them out by color. I'm just going to kind of spread them out so I can see it, and we'll just kind of see how it goes from there. I also want to hear from you all. Do you guys have any Disney trips coming up? Any theme park trips coming up? Let us know kind of what your plans are. We'd love to answer any questions, just share in the joy that you guys are going to have with that. In the meantime, I am going to do my darndest to put Tinkerbell together here in record time and see what happens. And yeah, overall, just kind of a hangout. We like engaging with you guys, our community, and see what you guys are up to. So hope everything is well with all of you. Let's see, that's a clear one. Is that a clear one, or is that the green one? I think that's the clear-ish green guy. With the... there you are. That thing up on top. Oh, look, it's Tinkerbell. Looks just like her. Hope everyone is having a great weekend. What did you guys do on your weekend? Let me know how your weekends went. I know the Everything Disney family spent their weekend up at the lake having some family time. They've got some cool videos up on their Instagram, at least. I don't know if those are coming to YouTube or not. You guys can tell me, but that certainly looked like an awful lot of fun. I'm a little jealous. We here in Arizona finally got under like the 100,000 degree mark. Which is really good for us. We're so thrilled. It's been hot. So we're very glad to finally be out of that. Let's see, where's this other gray piece? This is what I get for not organizing things. There we go. Oh, we've got like a blockade thing going here. So that's neat. Let's put together some of these guys. This turned to an out-of-key Super Mario Brothers rhythm. So that's where my oldest is not feeling super great. So he is kind of down for the count and playing Mario Brothers. So I've got that kind of stuck in my head here a little bit. Where is my other hand? Again, this is what I get for not separating out. There you are. Starting with the hands right off the bat. That's cool. Last time when we built Snow White, the hands were some of the last things to go on. Let's see. So we've got Everything Disney family as a trip, mid-October anniversary trip. That sounds cool. To Disney World. And then Christmas time, 10 days at Disney World. My goodness, Dave and Nicole. That's going to be awesome. Are you guys hitting up the any of the Christmas parties and all that time? That's a lot of time to be down there. Hope you guys get to hit some of the after-hours parties. That would be really cool. Certainly want to see those videos. Live vicariously through y'all a little bit. Totally cool. And yeah, I guess your family trip is going to be on the Instagram, which is totally cool. Make sure you check them out. love hanging out with the Everything Disney family on their Instagram page. Get some of whatever these guys are. Need 2 of them. Cool, dude. What was that? That was just a green guy with a little clippy. So this doesn't look like it's going to be... I'm going to put my foot in my mouth here. This doesn't look like it's going to be too complicated. Watch it be just absolutely awful. And let's see. We will have some dots on the ends here. What are these dots for? Oh, these are her shoes. Her little shoes. Look at those little shoes. That's cool. That's pretty neat. Alright, so, yep, and there they go. Upside down, shoes go on. I suppose it's symmetrical, so it doesn't matter which way yet. As long as both the shoes are on the same feet. And then now it does matter which way they go, so we will get her little dress on here, and then green square. Yay, green square. And then the dignity shows up. These are pretty cool printed leaf pieces, though. That's really neat. I like those. Those are really cool. Don't think I have seen those before. There's that one, and then button her up a little bit. Cool. So guys, when we go to our trip, let me know what it is that you want to see some more of, whether it's character interactions or how to actually plan a rope drop, or how to kind of plan your day in order to maximize that time, how to use Genie Plus, how to avoid using Genie Plus. A bunch of the different ride videos that we have using our cool new 360 camera, looking to have some fun with that too. So let us know. We want to give you guys the videos that you want to watch, so let me know what those might be. Give me some ideas. We've got a couple other fun themed ideas too, as far as challenges and ideas and different things that you can do throughout the parks too. So I'm gonna show off some awesome Disney trees, which may not sound super exciting, but you just wait. You just wait. You're gonna love seeing these Disney trees from my vantage point. Alright, so we've got Tink front and back. We're ready to go there. Studs are in the back, flat in the front. Now we are starting something new here. So let's see. Building a... I hope that was the wind blowing something around and not like a mouse on my desk. That's... Mouse on my desk. It's a Mickey joke. It wasn't intended to be a Mickey joke. I actually hope I don't have a mouse on my desk. We'll see. See what happens. There's the brain. I love they put the pink brains in all of the brickheads. I think that's just fine. So we'll do purple spinal cord, yellow at the neck, and then the pink brain. Boop. Throw that in here, and then what? Surround it, and then we'll surround it. We can get the studs on all of the sides, and then layer it again. Like, they make it look so pretty. They've got these cool purple blocks inside of here with these orange things. They had the transparent green inside of the other one, just completely covered up. Same thing here. Got this cool setup, and then we're just going to completely cover it up. I think it's just fun. Just adds to the story. The character of these brickheads. Pretty silly. Alright, so we've got our brain all covered up there. Let's see, we want... how many times can Steve ride the teacups without getting sick? You know what? I'm going to, again, put my foot in my mouth here. I can just ride the teacups just all day. I will rope drop it and stay there until they kick me off the clothes and be fine and not have any issues. I don't know why. That's a stupid talent to have, but it's the one I got. So that's it. So... Well, maybe one of these days, when I actually have some free time in the park, we'll have to make that a reality, and like that's how I'll spend my Disney days, just on the teacups. Wouldn't that be wild? So, but if we do that, Dave, you got to come with me. You got to come with me. The Teacups riding the Teacups challenge. Let's see. Let's make sure I don't put this on backwards. Here are those up on top. We're building something new again here. Goodness, they have me building all kinds of different things. There's the 3 block. There's that. And the other 3 block. What in the world are we building here? Actually don't know. And that and that. That's not a very good set of directions, is it? Right, these part of the directions are awful. Here, let me show you. Let me finish putting this together so I don't lose it. So that's what I'm building. That's crazy. You can't do it, you'll watch. No, no, no. I'm getting you. I'll chain you to that teacup. It'll be good. Look at these directions, guys. This is awful. So at least it shows me like a what pieces it wants here. But look, like just put a, get a 3, put that on top of it, and then put that there. And then go there, which is like you've missed a bunch of pieces, and then go there, and you, come on, man. It's supposed to be step by step. I get it. It's fine. But if this was one that my wife or kid was putting together, I think they'd struggle with that part. That was not the most clear set of directions Legos ever put out. There we go. Clickety-click. Love the clickety-click sound. Let's see here. What are we doing now? All right. Putting that down there, covering up the brain. Got to protect that brain. 2 of those and 2 of those. Do a stud and a plate and a stud. I might not be able to do it. There it goes. And a plate. There are those, and then the darker color. There it is with this. Put it backwards. Bah! That hurt a little. So we've got this little, you can't really see it, but there's that little color differentiation happening. Don't know why yet. We'll see what happens. Wow, starting another. This is like the 3rd construction piece that I'm starting here. Tinkerbell goes in segments, I guess. That's the way that it goes. There's that. Oh, this is the face. Recognize this part. Always creeps me out the most. Let's see, we'll put those dots there and that dot there. Get them mostly the same. And we'll plaster it on her face here. Which way's her face? That way's her face. Oh, so that's her little ponytail thing. That's pretty cool. So, face and the ponytail. Cool. Yeah, Dave agrees. The brickheads do lack in the instructions. They definitely do. Another new construction piece. Let's see what hits here. Gotta try to keep my instruction page where I can actually see it. Let's get a couple of cheese wedges in here. That one. And that one. And then that one with a little stud, and that one with a little stud. Not you, Dave. You're a different little stud. I think that came out wrong. Everything Disney family, folks. We love them. Good times. All right. That looks like another hairpiece. Yep, so it is. That piece there. That piece there. Not nearly as complicated as Snow White's hair. I didn't mean for that to rhyme quite like that. That's pretty cool. Got her bangs and things going over here. Let me see if this camera shows a little better. Nope, not even a little. But there you go. It's cool. There you go. It's cool looking. All right. Let's see. Now I told you we had some a little bit of DCA updates. We'll get into that in just a little bit very shortly, because goodness sake, this is just about done. But we went over some of the Disneyland closures that are hitting yesterday. Yesterday, we went over some of the Disneyland closures that are hitting and stopping, some of the reopening things that are going. Specifically, the monorail, Disneyland monorail, is scheduled to reopen on August 31st, September 1st, around there. Space Mountain is set to close around September 18th. And I can't find my square. There it is. And what was the other one? There was another one. A big one. Of course, Splash Mountain's closed. Oh, Tiana's Palace, opening up September 7th, is going to be a really good one. It is not going to be a sit down. It's going to be a quick service, so you don't need reservations or anything. But they do have mobile ordering now. And that place, when it was the French Market, never did mobile orders before, so that's a pretty good deal. Really glad to see those things hitting. We also can see more of the Adventureland Treehouse that's coming up in Disneyland. They took down the scrim, and it's much easier to see a whole bunch of cool stuff. I was seeing pictures from Fresh Baked Disney on that, and trying to keep up to date with that progress. It is not going to be done in time for our trip, unfortunately, but hopefully soon. Hey, Monarch Miracles is in. Matt, how are you doing? Love seeing you guys in the chat. Thanks so much for being here. We were just talking. There's some Tinkerbell. I was going to say something very inappropriate accidentally. Tinkerbell's head and her hair, with the bangs in the front and the ponytail on the back and all of that. Well, half of it. That's her shaved head. That's still the Dalek side. So, all right, that looks good. Go to the other side. Love seeing you guys. Thanks for hanging out. I know it's some time out of your Sunday with your family or your work or whatever it is that y'all are doing. So thanks so much for spending part of it with us. Really special to have you guys here. Really is. It really is. Love hanging out with you guys. Yes, thanks to Instagram for the heads up. I just threw one up on threw a link super quick up on Instagram. Gave no warning. Wasn't actually planning on doing this, which is why y'all got no warning that it was coming, because I didn't know it was coming. Just happened to have some time. Like, hey, let's hang out with my teacups again. That was fun. So let's see. This is the back, and it goes this way. Okay, like that. Back of her hair. Wish the lighting was a little bit better so that you could see it, but that's the back of her hair. It's cool looking. And then we'll do her other ones. So yesterday I was putting these together. I put Snow White together yesterday, and I put a bunch of the curved pieces on backwards on the wrong side, and ended up giving Snow White like Elvis sideburns a few times, which was pretty funny. So I had a little bit of a unique take on Snow White. You're already Disney and you just got here, Monarch Miracles. Well, we were talking about spending a full day on the teacups together, just open to close, only doing the teacups and seeing who loses first. So if y'all want in on that challenge, let me know. Hey, Stephanie Keel, how you doing? Thanks so much for hanging out. You know, you said that, I presume, as a joke, but the more I'm thinking about it, the more I really want to do that. So that would be fun, and I would absolutely take volunteers to go with me. Just Disneyland open to close teacups, nothing else. Maybe a restroom break, food break, and just teacup it up. I think that would be hilarious. So who's in? Who's in? Who's coming with me? I don't know when I'm going to do it, if I'm going to do it, if I'm allowed to do it. It's permission from Mrs. Teacups, not from Disney. And I think that'd be hilarious. All right, so there we go, and we've got Tinkerbell up. Let's see here, a little bit better view. Pretty awesome. Hey, it's Paul Angle. How you doing, Mr. Paul Angle? Always good to see you. Thanks so much for popping in. Nice to see you in the stream. Let's see. We'll put these guys together. That's the front. That's the head. How does it... Okay, it actually lines up on the 4x4. Good. So we've got Tinkerbell. Woohoo! Party, party. That's a lot of extra pieces. There must be an awful lot of extra bling and things starting to happen here. Yeah, we got our wings and stuff that we're starting to put together now. There we go. All right, so we've got this and that and that. Looks like the start of some wings, because those are some little clipper grabber things that we're gonna be going with. So there's that. They go on her back. Clippy clippy, clippy clippy clippy. So Paul Engel, catch up. We're all going to Disneyland to only ride the Teacups, open to close Teacups. Are you in? There we go. And I spin fast, so there's no wimpies. No wimpies. That doesn't look right. That is right, though. Okay, that's fine. So we do that one and that one, and make sure I'm doing this right here. And that. This one's a weird looking set of directions. And so with that, we do that there and overhang it, and that there and overhang it. And then it goes on. It can't go there. Oh, it goes backwards there. That's interesting. Cool. Got some fairy wings. With the motion band on. Well, that's fair enough. Let's see what happens. I'm sure I have to build another one of those wings backwards this time. Yup. There it is. So there's that guy. And over here. Yeah, they're cool. These are cool pieces. This is like a blue turquoise. Is it a sparkly? It's not sparkly. It's just the translucent type that looks sparkly in the light. It's pretty cool. Stephanie Keel's going to be our official photographer for our trip. I really do want to try that out. I just need people who are just as nuts as I am to go do it. It's a high level of nutsy. Alright, there's that. That, right? Yeah, and we'll angle them back a little bit. So, yeah, Tinkerbell's got some wings now. Oops, they don't show up real well. Flatten them out. There we go. Some Tinkerbell wings. Pretty cool, dude. Let's see. We've got some more stuff going here. The actual plate to land it on, and quite a few extra little pieces. That's neat. So there's that. Have one of those, and one of those, one of those, and one of those. Make sure I didn't forget anything here. It certainly doesn't look like it. That's good. And there we go. I say there we go as though I was actually doing it. There we go. It's Tink, everybody. Tinkerbell the Brickhead. That was really cool. I like the wings. That's really cool. And they move. And they break. And there we go. All right. No more moving. Yikes. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Pretty darn neat. Awesome. Tink. Super cool. All right, I promised you some DCA action also. So, a couple of things. Radiator Springs Racers is actually going down. Let me pull this up on my website. Should have had this up before I actually started. This is what I get for starting a live without actually doing my due homework. We value your opinion. No thanks. All right, so here we go. Let's see the web browser. There we go. Radiator Springs Racer is down as of the 18th. It just went down for a 10-ish day, 10-day refurbishment. I think 10 days. Don't quote me on that one. I believe it's 10 days. That's a really cool video they've got on there. I have to do something like that. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's down. They just had a major refurbishment at the beginning of this year where they fixed a lot. The video from the difference in the video from last year to this year is going to be very, very different because they really did have quite a few things to go over, and it looks like they did, so that's cool. So it is down for now. It should be, like I said, should be back up in about 10 days. And it's just a blast, an awful lot of fun. We will be there, so make sure you check our live streams. Speaking of checking out our live streams, before our live stream starts, make sure y'all are hitting up ridetheteacups.com. Log in super quick. You don't have to have an account. Oh, good. I'm not signed in. Sign in for here. You don't need to do any type of special sign in or anything. I'm not interested in tracking your details or anything like that. I just need a place to save your stuff, that's all. And we don't save your email or anything like that. I'm really cognizant of internet privacy. But go here to Streamer Bingo, and you can generate a bingo board so that when we do go live, you can actually follow along with us and see how many of these squares that you can knock off. Once we actually do go live, you'll be able to click on these individual squares that are up here, up there. It's the wrong way. There we go, up there. So when you see us, when you see a Fantasyland ride as a walk-on in our stream, you can hit this one. If you see live penguins on a stream, you can hit this one. You know, if you see us build with Legos, or if you see anybody build with Legos, you can hit that one and go all the way through and see how quickly we can get the bingo game going. I think it'll be an awful lot of fun. Kind of a new way to engage, and I'm still trying to get some permission from Mrs. Teacups to maybe put some prizes on this and see what happens. So you can generate your bingo board early. If you do it now, you can keep resetting your board until you get one that you really like. If you wait until the stream starts, we'll just give you one, and that's what you're stuck with. So, you know, make sure to try to get that going. But beyond that, Fresh Bake just dropped a new video. It's a rope drop video. We love Fresh Bake Disney. This is one of the people that you should definitely be tuning into if you are planning anything around Disneyland. These guys are the originals. These guys are the goats, and they just dropped this rope drop California Adventure. They did one for Disneyland. They actually do them fairly often, but they dropped one for Disneyland a couple of years ago, right before our trip. We followed it and we made a video of it. We hit like 5 major Tomorrowland attractions in an hour. In the first hour of the day, we did Space Mountain twice, we did Buzz Lightyear, we did the Rockets, and we did Star Tours, and we were done in an hour. That's crazy, following David's advice here from Fresh Baked Disney. So I really want to see, I haven't actually watched this yet, it just kind of showed up on my stream, so I kind of want to see what he's thinking and kind of react to it and inject my opinions. And we will be following this advice also and showing you how it goes, just to kind of, you know, test the tester and see how things go. So
we just rope dropped Disney's California Adventure, where we tested some of our favorite strategies for those first 2 hours in the park, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. Let's find out which attractions we hit and which ones we missed. All coming up next on Fresh Bake.
So let's kind of see where they're hitting.
They're all in the same place. You've got something like that here at DCA with Carthay Circle, but for some reason, they're doing it a little different here. They pushed up the rope drop for most of the park is at the entrance to Avengers Campus.
All right, so he's talking about where the rope drop starts. In Disneyland, everybody can kind of get in around an hour-ish early, and they keep you confined in the hub right in the main place. And then you can go left to Adventureland, Frontierland, you can go straight ahead for Fantasyland, off to the right for Tomorrowland, kind of branch out at rope drop. But everybody starts in that kind of main central circle. California Adventure just isn't laid out like that. It's a bit more kind of omnidirectional in the places that it goes. So when we were there, they brought us to the edge of Buena Vista Street and a little bit further down right to the entrance of Avengers Campus, and that's where they brought us a year ago. What he seems to be saying is they're actually letting you down into the actual streets and lands. It sounds like he's saying they're actually letting you down into Hollywoodland and like down into Avengers Campus, into Cars Land, just not to the attractions. So that's an interesting difference. You should always go as far as you can, and yeah, always start that hour early, because man, it fills up fast.
I mean, it makes sense that you want to have it close to Avengers Campus, a land entrance where there's going to be a lot of attention being paid to web slingers. So there's that. Turn around.
Yeah, so we talked about web slingers. I think some of the big rope drops to hit are web slingers in Avengers Campus. The Guardians Tower, which is going to be either Avengers Campus or Hollywood Street, or a Hollywood Land that kind of converge right at the end of it. Radiator Springs Racers, which is, I mean, if he just did this, it's probably closed. But Radiator Springs Racers at the end of Cars Land. And I think Soarin' on the right has a little bit of a rope drop crowd. And then going all the way down to the Pixar Pier. I watched a video a couple months ago where the SoCal Disney Dad went and rope dropped Pixar Pier. I'd never actually considered that before. So let's see where Dave goes with this.
Come back to Carthay Circle. You've got Grizzly Peak for Soarin' around the world. This is only for those guests who want to rope drop Soarin'. And then to the left, you've got Hollywood Boulevard. This is for guests who are looking to rope drop Mission Breakout. Or
Yeah, so look at that. They're letting them all the way down Hollywood Boulevard instead of stopping them near the hub area. That's really interesting.
I guess Monsters Inc. if you're really into that. And then of course,
nobody is rope dropping Monsters Inc. Of course, I say that right after our conversation about rope dropping the Teacups. So what do I know? Maybe they are. More power to you.
Back down the parade corridor. This is for guests who are looking to rope drop Avengers Campus and Web Slingers, Cars Land, Radiator Springs Racers, or down to Pixar Pier for Incredicoaster or Toy Story Midway Mania. By the way, if you're wondering what this queue is on the right, that's actually got guests going into the park right now. That's Magic.
Yeah, so that line going into the right, people are actually already filling in. So people who are actually staying on property on a Disney hotel, which would be the Grand California Disneyland Hotel, or the what are they calling it now? The Pixar Paradise View Hotel. They've renamed it a few times. They just refurbed and renamed it again. I'm not sure what it's called, but the Pixar Hotel. They get in half an hour early, so it's their magic hour. But not everything is open. Only a select number of attractions are open. Generally, not the big, huge ticket items that are there. So, but anyway, that's what those lines are for.
Morning extra magic hours for hotel guests, property hotel guests, Disneyland Hotel. So naturally, your first objective is to figure out which one attraction do you need to hit first.
Yeah, so you do want to figure out where you're hitting. Usually for our family, it is Radiator Springs Racers. That's always got the 2-hour-long line that really doesn't lower down unless the ride breaks down. So that's what I like to hit. We might skip that this time, not skip the ride, but skip that rope drop because I kind of want to do it after dark. I've never ridden that ride after dark, and I kind of want to do that. So we may skip it at rope drop. I'm not sure what we want to do. So the Guardians line you can always find reasonable throughout the day if you're patient. And so I'm just Web Slingers also kind of goes up and down, and I'm just not a big fan of Web Slingers. It's a personal thing. I have a broken wrist, and so I can't do all the wrist movements and things. So I'm interested in what it is that he's going to suggest.
Because unlike Disneyland, where everything is, closer together, everything is more intimate, DCA is considerably more spread out. The lands are more spread out. The entrances to each...
Yeah, they are.
Whenever people ask, what about Toy Story? What about Incredicoaster? What about Mission Breakout? I always say, what's important to you? What is your highest priority? That's where you should go. Personally, I don't have a high priority.
That's a good point. So Monarch Miracles says they're late risers and don't rope drop anything. So that is kind of the rest of my family. Drives me nuts. Because like I said, we rope dropped Tomorrowland in Disneyland last year. 5 big, huge ticket items in an hour. If you go back and watch our rope drop video from that time frame, you're going to see we got on Buzz Lightyear. There were 0 people in front of us. Not only was it a walk-on, 0 people. 0 people. We passed nobody going through, and that's an incredible experience that you don't see the entire rest of the day. So that's fine if you like late rising and doing that. Totally good. But if you want to just hit absolutely everything fast and frantically like I do, that strategy is not going to work out so well. RSR is dope. Radiator Springs Racers. Get in line. Yeah, good point. Yeah, with the line times. Thanks, family. Everything Disney family. Yep.
Have about efficiency. That is my highest priority. But before we can even make that choice, that decision, be mindful of which attractions are open. It is often the case that there are attractions that do not open when the rope drops. There are attractions that are closed. Hi, guys. Good morning.
Yeah, that's a big one. So we also made a video trying to get on Rise of the Resistance on that. We had a miserable time riding Rise of the Resistance on our last trip. It was so awful. It broke down. I think while we were in line 6 different times, it broke down each time we were in line, and it was awful going back and forth, and we hadn't boarded the ride, so we didn't get like a fast pass or a Genie Plus or anything like that for it. And so we tried to rope drop it, and when we tried to rope drop it, it was closed at rope drop. And then our last day, we tried to rope drop it again. It was closed at rope drop again. Ah! So yeah, he mentioned make sure your stuff's open. I wish we had kept a better eye on the Disneyland app. Before the park opens, it won't show those times, but I think it gives you like Genie Plus times or individual Lightning Lane times that are available if it will be open, and that might be kind of a key indicator. So, yeah, make sure those things are open. Just when he said that, little PTSD of trying to get on Rise.
For example, this cast member to my right, who you can hear talking about various things, is reminding guests that Radiator Springs Racers is closed right now. It's on a 10-day refurb. So don't try to rope drop.
Hey, it was 10 days. I was right. I thought I saw that. That was good. Yay! Anyway.
Carsland, okay? You can also check the Disneyland app. Scroll through the app, and you'll see it'll say that the standby queues are not being offered if you're here prior to 8 a.m. If you're not here for rope drop.
Hey, look at that! The app does say that. I'm so happy that Dave with Fresh Baked is here. That is awesome. So yeah, the app does help you get through an awful lot of those things. Let's skip ahead a little bit.
Of what to choose. I'm an efficiency guy. I like to know what's the quickest, most efficient way to do the most things in the shortest amount of time, right? Soarin', for me, is the most inefficient attraction, especially for standby.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that Soarin' queue. Last time we were there, we jumped into the Soarin' queue right after it came back from being down. And so, I mean, we were right there, and we were one of the first people. It had the 15-minute wait, and we had, maybe 30 or 40 people in front of us total. And it took us an hour. It was horrible. It was miserable trying to get on Soarin'. Soarin's also not one of my favorites. Like, if we don't catch it, I'm not going to cry. If it's Soarin' over California and we miss it, I will cry. But Soarin' over the world, it doesn't ruin my trip if I don't go. But yes, he is absolutely right. That line is just miserably inefficient. I wonder if he's going to try to rope drop that.
I hate waiting in the Soarin' queue, in the standby queue, especially peak times. After everybody showed up, and you have to do battle with Lightning Lane, and that's really what you're trying to do, as we've talked about in previous cases. Is you're trying to create a win over Lightning Lane. You're trying to beat the Lightning Lane crowd. That's a crowd, the Soarin' Around the World crowd. That's a crowd that I want to beat. Okay, because I don't want to wait in that standby crowd. So I'm very tempted to wait a rope drop Soarin'. Meanwhile, you try to rope drop Toy Story or Incredicoaster, you have now committed to that back half of the park. And if you want to come back and ride Soarin', you've now got to traverse the rest of the park.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I don't rope drop the Pixar Pier. You have to go to the absolute back part of the park, and then at that point, once you're done with if you rope drop like a Toy Story Midway Mania, which is what I think probably has the worst wait back there, then you're stuck with like the Incredicoaster, which is fun. I'm not saying it's not fun, but you're stuck with the Incredicoaster, the Mickey Death Wheel, the Pixar Pal Around, the Goofy's Sky School, a few of kind of the lingering carnival things like the Golden Zephyr and the Silly Symphony Swings, and Little Mermaid, which is always a 5-minute wait. You can catch it there. So you're kind of stuck around an area that has a lot of generally low wait times anyway. And so that's why I don't like doing it. That was also a big negative when we rope dropped Rise of the Resistance. We got back there, found that it was down, and then what are we stuck with back there on that back part of Disneyland? You've got the Haunted Mansion, which does get long lines, but those lines also get real short, especially near the end of the day for whatever reason. In Big Thunder Mountain, which again you can always find a short line for if you're patient for it. You got kind of the Fantasyland rides that are there. That's on the other side of Galaxy's Edge, so it's not even there. Splash Mountain, of course, is closed, so that doesn't count, and so you're just kind of stuck in a really weird area. Like, you can do Pirates, but that Pirates line never takes longer than 20-30 minutes to get through. It moves so fast. So when you're rope dropping, you got to be careful of what's around you, which is why we like rope dropping Tomorrowland so much. There's a lot of big ticket items there. So yeah, that's why we don't rope drop the Pixar Pier. Let me jump ahead a little bit here. I saw a spot where he kind of skipped. See if that helps.
8-minute show, and then it takes a little while to get them. It's not like going to Pirates of the Caribbean where you just kind of jump in the boat and jump out of the boat.
Yeah, so I think he's talking about rope dropping Soarin' there. So it's not just a ride that you can get on. You've got you've got to go through the queue, and then you've got to separate and go the different directions for the the 3 different sound stages that are there for your Soarin' ride car, and then you've got to wait for Warburton to actually go through the spiel and tell you to take off those little beauties and keep them stowed and secure and everything, and that is not a short pre-show video, and so you've got to kind of wait through all of that stuff, and so yeah, Soarin' is not, it's, when you compare it to something like Rise that has like 3 pre-shows, it's a little different, but yeah, it does have its own different separations, which again goes back to it not being very efficient.
Time is precious, minutes count. So if you're
Smartest thing this man has ever said in any video, and I like everything he says in his video. Minutes count. When you buy a ticket to Disney, you are buying time in the park, and it expires, and so you got to maximize it. I don't like leaving money on the table. I don't like wasting minutes in the park.
spending a whole bunch of time. I'm going to spend a half an hour. I'm going to spend a half an hour probably going on Soarin'. Have I cost myself too much time, too much opportunity? I could do that and maybe Web Slingers if I'm on the way, maybe Mission Breakout. I mean, once you make that choice, you could probably only do one other major attraction, and then you have to decide, now that you've got that, with that last hour, you got to hope that crowds haven't accumulated too much at some of your other favorites, like Radiator Springs Racer.
Yeah, so again, making sure of what's around you, and if it takes you a long time to get through Soarin', that's more people coming to the park, kind of starting to clog up the lines of the rides that you want to go on also. So it only gets worse as the day goes on. Got the Falcon up here, really doing some laps over my head. It's a little terrifying. Let's make sure I don't get bonked. Skipped ahead a little bit to he's in the queue line, and I think he's going to chat with us a little bit again here.
I would say maybe 2-3 minutes, which again, in the grand scheme of things, it's not a big deal, but at rope drop, minutes count. It's excruciating. I have to be honest, I'm going through a lot of emotions right now, a lot of anxiety. We've just been standing here. It's now 8:07, 8:08 maybe, and we still haven't even started the pre-show. There it is. Yeah, finally.
That's wild. I mean, you saw he was in the front of that pack, right? Like there were 10, 15 people in front of him, and it's 10 minutes before he gets to the pre-show before they even let you board. He's not even on the ride yet. That's wild. When we rope dropped Tomorrowland, we got on Space Mountain. We were off of Space Mountain by 8:10, and here it is almost that time, and he hasn't even boarded yet. So yeah, it's a risk rope dropping Soarin'. I'm still super interested in what he ends up finding out here.
Oh man, my name is flight attendant today.
There's the fireworks, and he'll get off and kind of show off what he's thinking.
I gotta tell you, I am significantly shocked. I was excruciating at first for a minute there, but we actually got done with that. We walked out of there at, I think it's 8:17. That's 1 minute faster than it took us to do Space Mountain when we rope dropped. And we were at the front of the rope for Space Mountain.
8:17, that's why I thought the ride was longer than that. 8:17 you were done? That's not what I expected. That's awesome. Maybe we should try that. Well, we will, because we like following Fresh Bake's advice, and it maximizes our day and tells you whether that's something that you should end up trying or not.
8:17 to get out of Soarin', and now the question is, what's next? I feel like the second most difficult attraction to do standby at DCA is Toy Story. I feel like the other attractions won't build up, the standby queue won't build up quickly or as quickly as they do at Toy Story. So I think that's what I'm going to do is.
So that is not where I expected him to go. Let's see oh, that's not what I want. Not Grand California Disney. Try to pull up a map here and show you where it is that he's going. Because this is wild, man. That he's going from Soarin' to all the way out to. So over here we've got the Grizzly Peak. Soarin' Ride is like down over here. Let me get out of the way. It's down in the bottom right corner. Let me see if I can zoom in because I know it doesn't show my mouse cursor on this for some terrible reason. But so it starts down here in this corner, which should be in about the center of your screen, and the you go off and to the right and up and to the right. Number 22 there is going to be the Redwood Creek Challenge Trail, which is kind of their outdoor playground. And then up beyond that, you'll see the blue number 32 is going to be Little Mermaid. And you go right from there and wrap all the way around to the very back of the park. And that is where he's ended up heading. So he's traveling like the entire length of the park. Not in a terribly well straight line, because there isn't a straight line. And trying to go there. So that is, man, that is quite a route. I don't know if we're gonna follow all that advice when we go. We'll let you know. But my goodness, that is, yikes.
I talked about reversing my position because I thought I was going to do Mission Breakout or Web Slingers next, but I feel like those can wait for us. Those will still be available. I'm not trying to do everything by 10 o'clock. That's not the goal. The goal is to try to do every single attraction by 10, obviously. It's just to maximize, get as much done as we can. 4 is good. If we can do 5, that would be a victory.
I think he's spending too much time walking. I think 5 is going to be out of the question unless he wants to count like the little things that don't ever have a line, like Golden Zephyr and Little Mermaid. I think he's not going to get 5. Catch up on the chat. Monarch Miracle says rope dropping like this takes some of the fun out. It depends on what you consider fun, right? Like I am a bit OCD, and I am all about maximizing the number of rides that we hit and maximizing the time. And I feel accomplished if I did a lot in a short period of time, and that's fun for me. That requires an awful lot of planning, but planning out the rope drop is also fun for me. That is not fun for everybody. So totally valid point, Matt, to point that out. And then Dave says, impressed with you share all these pictures of different maps. Yeah, man, this is part of the Disneyland planning. These are the things that we think about and try to bring to you. Maybe some things that you hadn't thought about doing, or different perspectives that you hadn't thought about. So, yeah, that's what we do. That's what we want to do. I love having all that stuff. We also, I'm working on getting those maps on ridetheteacups.com on our website also. So more resources for you to have. Silly Symphony Swings is a must do. You know what? I agree. I had never been on them. Last trip we tried to do several of the things I had never done. Silly Symphony, I can't say it. Silly Symphony Swings was on the list. And you know what? That is a lot of fun. I was surprised at just how much I enjoyed that and how they made it kind of a piece of Disney history. The whole ride actually acts as the band concert, the really old Disney short. What was that? The second one released. I think, don't quote me on that. You can look it up later. But it's really cool the way that they have it actually spinning on around and make it look like the tornado that's hitting. And it's a really cool theme. It's really well done. I really like the way they changed it from when DCA first opened. That had its own host of issues. You can read up on that, but ultimately in the very beginning, let me see if I can pull it up real quick here. With the orange. So this is what it used to look like. It had like this orange peel wrapper thing around it, because it was supposed to be a celebration of California. You put a theme park about California in the middle of California, and they changed a lot of that. But it used to have this big orange peel all around it, and sometimes in order to really maximize the idea of the California citrus, they would actually pump in spray of like orange citrus smell spray to really immerse you. The problem with it is when you have a giant orange that smells an awful lot like the aroma of an orange, they attracted bees, y'all. They had swarms, actual swarms, no exaggeration, swarms of bees inside the ride of people strapped to these swings, and they would have to shut it down for like hours at a time until they got the bees cleared out. And of course they did it again, and then the bees all came back, and oh my god, it was such a mess. It was such the orange stinger. I don't know if that name was intentional or not because of the bees. I just saw that, but that was hilarious. But yeah, now that it's not orange and they don't invite all of the bees to swing with you, it's great. I really like it. A little bit of useless Disney history for you there. Oh my goodness. And Monarch Bickle said he would gladly rope drop with me. Yeah, I'm so glad to hear you say that. We'll go straight to the teacups and just take them open to close.
We did 5 at Disneyland, but that was optimal. I don't know how. We're gonna obviously go to Hidden Credit Coaster and hope for the best, but man, that's just put a kibosh on our day. See, this is the risk, man. We're gonna get.
Oh no, it's closed. Oh no. He's put himself in the back of the park and his main ride is closed. I'm assuming. Oh, that's awful. Yeah, that'll ruin your whole rope drop.
Okay, we've got a situation here. From a distance, I can see that Toy Story is non-operational. There's a bunch of guests just posted.
All right, so it's not operational. That's no good. But you just sit back and ask, like, how fun, for those of you who've been in DCA, how fun is this walkway right here that he's on? You've got the Toy Story on one side, the Incredicoaster on the other. I did that backwards for some reason, right? So you've got the Toy Story on one side, the Incredicoaster on the other. All the Pixar characters are out. You've got Mr. Potato Head that's hanging out over there as an animatronic just beyond the way. You've got a bunch of Pixar characters on a stage. Over on your right, over on the Incredicoaster by the pier is where you'll actually see some of the some of the Incredibles characters walking around. You've got the big, huge bay out there right off to the side. Like, this stretch of land is one of my favorite places in this park. It's just a fun place to be.
Here. See, this is the risk, man. We're going to obviously go to Hidden Credit Coaster and hope for the best, but man, that's just put a kibosh on our day.
Yeah, so you got to do the Incredicoaster because you're here and you've got to make it up somehow and do something. So hit Incredicoaster and then maybe go across the Pacific Wharf and try to get Radiator Springs Races on the back end. But one, Radiator Springs Races is closed, and two, Pacific Wharf is being transformed into the San Francisco Square, and I don't even know if that bridge is open. So, like, you are really between a rock and a hard place right now. So, yikes. You got to check those closures, man. That's why we want to make some of these videos. The people who are living in it, are certainly there an awful lot more than we can be. We get to go once a year. But the people who are actually living like Fresh Baked and those other folks that are here really can tell you about what's closed, what's not available, up to date, day by day. And you need to know that because that's going to plan your whole route and optimize everything that you do.
The fact that everything is so spread out. You roll the dice and you cross the park to go ride Toy Story. I mean, I could have checked the app. I should have, but I checked it before the rope dropped and it was open. So there's a possibility that Toy Story gets scratched off our list completely. Credit Coaster should be a breeze. Posted wait time says 10.
Ride is so much fun. We have on our channel POVs of the Incredicoaster day and night, and I grabbed the soundtrack separately so that you can actually hear the actual soundtrack of the ride much more clearly than you can in just about any other ride video. So make sure you check those out. I love this ride, and it's my oldest favorite. He loves it. And I'm also kind of skipping through to what I hope are kind of the main plot points here. I don't want to sit and watch his whole video. I want you to go watch his whole video. I don't want to cannibalize his views. I want to show you why it's important for you to watch his videos. So that's kind of a big deal. So as I'm skipping around, that's kind of why we're doing it. You should be able to find it. Let me throw it down here in the chat for you if you want to watch the whole thing on your own. And for those of you on Team Replay, I'll put that down in the description too. so that you guys can watch the whole video. And you should.
We're going to get to go right next door. Now, I'm going to guess. Woo! That's good. It's open. We're going to get our third attraction in. I don't know what time it is right now. I'm going to guess 8:34. That's pretty good, considering we're going to get to go right next door. This is the closest of any attraction, being able to just jump right over. So we're going to get this one done in probably the next 15 minutes. We'll have 3 before 9, which is good. All right. 8:36, we're going to roll it.
All right, so it's filling back up here. Getting in there. It looks like Toy Story Midway Mania is back open. I can see people in that queue. You know what else I can see in here? Mr. Potato Head's eyes are glowing bright red. I think he's accidentally enabled Spider-Man's instant kill mode. You might not want to get too close to him, David. That's a rough gig.
Into the Toy Story queue. It says it's 25 minutes. How is that even possible? That can't be right. Oh, they do have people stacked up back there in the little barn area. This is bad.
Yeah, this whole building that he just went in is it's nothing but just turnstile queues. It's a farm queue, and so they just what are they called? Turnbacks? I forget what they're called, but the queues that just go back and forth, and they don't even have walls in between them. They don't even bother with that. Just throw as many people as possible and keep the line out of sight. And so it's an efficient use of the space, but it's not super fun when you get in here. However, when you do get in here, open up your Shop Disney. Open up your Play Disney app. The posters that are in here are actually all interactive and have different trivia scenes. So make sure you're using your Play Disney app in here, because this line is just no fun, and the Play Disney app makes it so much better.
Hoping we'd be done by 9, but I don't think that's...
Yeah, I think with the line that he's in and how late it already is, it said it was like 8:35, 8:40, and this line is already turnstile all the way back. This is going to be it. I think this is going to be it for him. He's going to get 3.
Done this attraction.
I thought 5 was a little optimistic.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think that's what... Shoot and record, so we're going in. I'm just going to play. The big value targets are how to do them. I just try to go for as much as I can, but I think that's as good as I've ever done.
All right, I'm curious about what his score actually was. You might be too, but for that, I'm not trying to cannibalize his video. You got to click on that link and find out for yourself what his score was. I'm going to go back after the stream's over and figure it out.
9:01, and we're out here back up.
Yep, there it is, 9:01. He got 3 rides, and one of them was the Incredicoaster, where the line never really jumps up super high, ridiculously high as it goes. Last time we were there, I don't think the line got past half an hour. We generally walked on or had less than 15-20 minutes each time that we went. So I like the idea. I'm going to save the rest of this and kind of his afterthoughts for later. It looks like he does go on Mission Breakout and kind of walks out with his closing thoughts on that. So I'm going to leave that to you to watch and check out. I'm really interested in trying the Soarin' technique. I may try that, but we are not hitting up the Pixar Pier afterwards and going from there. I think that one's too dangerous. So for us, we may hit up Radiator Springs Racers because it'll be open by the time that we go. You see me looking to the side. My kids don't know about our trip yet, so I'm trying to make sure I don't spoil any beans on that. But hey guys, I think that's going to do it for us. We've built our Tinkerbell over here and had an awful lot of fun with that. We got to chat with you guys a lot about some of your things. We planned out that I am taking all of you onto the Teacups, rope drop to close, next time we all get together and seeing how in the world that actually goes. Talked about some DCA closures, looked at the map, and kind of got some ideas for rope dropping. I hope this was fun. I hope this is useful. Certainly hope you enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hey, if this was fun, share out our channel, would you? Ride the Teacup, share it out so that your friends can get it. We are so stinking close to 1,000. We're creeping up. We've had a big boom this summer, and I just want to ride that momentum up to that full 1K mark, and I'd love your help to do it. Thanks so much for being with us. Thanks so much for hanging out. Make sure that you are grabbing your bingo board at ridetheteacups.com. Let me throw that down here in the chat also, just so you have it. And again, it'll be, oops, I don't need to paste it twice. There we go. It'll be in the description of this video right down below. I think it is already, actually. So whether you're watching live or Team Replay, those are there. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. We love y'all. And we'll see you next time. We ride the Teacups.